and I think you also have to just go back and look at all the series that have been played, at least on the day, as things have exponentially become a whole lot worse. xrock just got off of a 2-0 win versus 4MV, which does say a lot considering that they bashed Team Vitality, so take that as you will. And we just previously saw Wolves being able to get the better of Galoris, albeit through 3 maps. So Summit is going to be a square-up matchup. Let's see what these two teams can do.
Yeah, and again, Wolves are going to love having this map as part of the pool. Now, all the Chinese teams have played a lot of Summit, to be fair, but Wolves, there's been no one more avid at playing this map than that. xrock, solid start though. Off to the races here for P1, still 30 seconds to fight for, and already they've accrued 20 seconds. So not a great start here for Wolves, trying to find their way back in on the rebreak, but still xrock just surrounding the map, keeping things evenly traded.
Yeah. That's exactly what you need to do. And that's exactly what xrock has made a name for themselves doing, especially in recent times. They're still in a very beautiful spot, keeping Wolves just at distance, albeit having players around the hardpoint. Wolves just have no entrance to be able to get any more time, let alone past that 50-yard line to try to contest the upcoming rotation.
Indeed the case. No, up top needs to finish his food. A little bit of difficulty getting it finished off, but still locking things down up top of PCs. Can't get the reload through, but does earn the Pred missile and is nearly already at an equalizer. So hot start for Nono. And xrock will get 30 seconds on the first hill. On the rotation over towards 2, though, Wolves clean on this rotation, and they're going to find some early time here as the hardpoint opens.
Yeah, what a flip of the script, right? I mean, as you were talking about, Nono start actually called in that Predator missile once the rotation was more than underway, but it was actually Wolves that were able to benefit from all of that, but xrock not too far away from it. It is Summit at the end of the day, are able to recontest, find good gunfights. Again, back to the scrap of keeping Wolves at bay.
Indeed the case. Shotgun out for Twanem. That's good, for the first at least. Wolves able to find a response. And this is a good battle back here all of a sudden from the 3rd seed out of China. But, oh sheesh. I mean, we're barely through the halfway point of the second hard point, and we've already got 2 operators being called in for xrock, really dominating the tempo so far. War Machine, Equalizer, both getting called in, and that's to great effect as the scrap time looks largely favorable towards xrock, and they hold rotation anew.
Yeah, I mean, even with the scoreline, doesn't even suggest just how much outslaying xrocks are able to get for themselves. And with that, obviously, the score generated, they're going to have these certain operators and resources available much sooner than Wolves, but they do have a few more coming online. xrock do have the better side of the map. To your point there, Alan, they will be in first for P3.
Indeed the case. Wolves, a couple operators at the ready for them as they try to get trophy systems down at the front. Easier said than done, though. Purifier blocks the front door. King not able to find entry through mid. And I love this from xrock. They're even getting a little bit of a bump outside the hard point, trying to force a little bit of action towards Wolves before they can even approach. And that's enough for the Purifier again to follow up find 2. Wolves trying to get something to go in the War Machine, but it's just not putting the connection together that they need.
Gonna invest into the War Machine, try to find further value, but the Pred missile just gets called down from the heavens, and it's looking like a full 60 from the start for xrock. And again, they're doing everything so correct. I mean, the Gravity Vortex gun there at the end just to make sure that the back scrap time is secure for the full 60. Over triple digits now are xrock, and all of the space that they had for themselves while the hardpoint was active and anchoring the back spawns.
Perfect here in terms of not just anchoring the spawns, but now flipping, so Wolves have to fight from the opposite side of the map as they go to 4. And I'll tell you this, friends, if xrock deal with King cleanly, they get themselves set up, this game may just be over already. And they get King cleanly, the spawns have flipped Pred missiles out to make sure the rotation is stopped, and oh my god, xrock is laying on the lumber.
And this is where desperation's going to start sitting in for Wolves. Look, you have 3 operators that you're probably going to have to dip into. Otherwise, this 50 seconds might as well be xrock's because their resource management is just so punishing. Zai pulls out the claw, is able to find 2. Not enough to fully uproot all the players for xrock on the backside of the map. They're still fighting for the scrap time as Peggy will end up fighting himself 4 in a row. Zai there for the cleanup on the last. Finally, the spawns have flipped.
A heroic moment right there for Peg. The rest of the team was worried about trying to flip the spawns around. He's the only person playing for the break. Ends up coming away with 3. So Wolves, that is exactly what they needed, because otherwise this game could be well and truly out of hand. But a good battle back sends them over the 70-point threshold. Follow-up from xrock is sloppy. A lot of individual kills coming out, and that's leading to Wolves dominating the kill feed with a chance to possibly rotate over to 1 early.
Could be the wake-up moment that you need for Wolves. Again, even with the back 30 seconds being contested, in a much better position than what it looked like at the beginning of that P4. Operators already being called out immediately for xrock. They have a War Machine to meet all of these narrow choke points for Wolves as soon as they try to contest, but coming up with value and damage so far are xrock maintaining hill presence as well.
Still, though, an opportunity with the shutdown of the War Machine to now allow Neon to pull out one of his own. Only gets just one as No from behind with his second equalizers is all of a sudden all over this Wolves team, and no. All over the place, and that's good for more. Pred Missile, 1 kill away from it. And he's gonna find it immediately. Still chance for more behind, keeping his teammates safe, but runs out of ammunition, and that's enough for the shutdown to come through, but not before xrock get over the 140 mark.
Yeah, man, the damage was more than done, right? The Predator Missile, NoNo's gonna call in what feels like his 4th in this map, #1 thus far. It's just punishing to watch. Wolves Esports simply have no response for player after player for xrock stepping up in a massive way, and it's just map presence galore. P2 rotation surely upon us with about 6 seconds. The problem for Wolves is now you finally are spawning on one side of the map. The split spawn presence that xrock forced them in for such a long time as a massive lead that they have to try to chip away from.
Yeah, and really at this point what you're looking for in the macro game is you got to split this next hardpoint 50-50 if you're Wolves, but you cannot afford to allow xrock to get P3.
Yep.
That's the biggest focus here is Zai trying to do something with a claw. Doesn't really find much. Sunyo from behind, really well done. Gravity Vortex gun from xrock as well. I just love the way they use it. Just getting aggressive, taking away the choke points. Let the rest of the team behind you do the work. And it's done nicely to this point, but still 35 seconds to fight for. And xrock more invested in the rotation than the actual hill for now. They will own the spawns for new, but the work on the hard point still in question.
A terminology lesson here with proper cast, of course. The leader's advantage. I mean, it's just what you have for xrock. You can afford to play for these spawns quite early because you know that Wolves are going to be more desperate for the time, and it's going to force them into a lot of more punishable positions going forward. You got 2 players anchoring onto the backside on the west side of the mini-map as well. A couple more players are trying to show presence on this side of the map thus far for Wolves, but they all get dealt with. And it's going to be xrock here on the rotation with the War Machine ready again.
Yeah, and a claw also going to be spent. Again, the efficiency metrics for xrock. It's never more than 2 operators at the same time. Important to note that. Wolves, similarly so, have 2 operators at the ready as well. Rugio able to find at least the front door shutdown. Hunter Killer Drone towards the opposite angle. There is no stone unturned here for xrock. Although there is a player who slipped kind of behind this. NoNo with his 27th equalizer is making his play to re-wrap back through middle, and you just would not predict this. NoNo once again says yes, as Wolves are still without over the 100-point mark.
Got players spawning all the way in the backside, and you saw just NoNo immediately turn around and understand that could potentially be there, and well, the Pred Missile will confirm it. Peg's gonna have an equalizer of their own, end up finding themselves 2 more. That means that Wolves can finally break back in for at least the back 20 seconds, but what does it even mean? Because now xrock can set up on this side of the map and just keep them trapped.
Oh, but look at these kills from Peg. A little flank around the back. Completely opens things up. Split spawns coming through. Plus the Pred Missile will connect for a couple. That is an opportunity. Rushi just playing inside the new hill. Ma over the top of the tractor. Surprise is king. Follow-up is good on the second, and that's the game. I hate to break it to you, friends, but the spawns are going to stabilize here for xrock, and they're going to have hold control for new.
And look, Wolves, the ones that are still alive, are so focused on the front, there's no way you would ever expect for the split spawns to come all the way through. You have a Purifier ready to meet you and light you asunder should you try to contest this hard point.
Yeah, all you got to do is know which doorway you have to hit. Neon trying to get something going with the War Machine, able to shut down 1, make it a second, can't quite get the 3rd. Wolves still trying to battle. Spawn blocked at the moment. Maybe a chance to neutralize, if not contest this hard point as it starts to flip a touch, but still, we're dealing with a 100-point gap. We're xrock are 30 seconds away from winning the game. This would take a miracle effort from Wolves.
It would. I mean, to be able to sequence all of those hills together, starting with this back 20, would be monumental. And quite deflating, honestly, for xrock should it happen, but you'd imagine with a lead gap like this, it just comes down to keeping them at bay once again. Get a couple seconds here, break for another 5 there, and you should be fine. Couple good exits to speak of. Center of the map maintained so far for xrock.
Zai over towards top PCs. Trying to lock things down on one side. Smoke making a mess of the actual hard point itself as, once again, Rushi able to just get the War Machine to spam on one side, but it doesn't really work out all that well. Wolves actually finding 4 straight eliminations. Will now own some early time here on P1. Problem is, you've used every single operator for this, and now all of a sudden Ma's got the Gravity Vortex gun to try to work his way back in, separate out the hill. Trades are decent. Can they find Chuan though? That's the question. Yes, they can. Wolves still dancing here.
Still playing for the trades, still maintaining presence. They're still accruing time. and the trades have been electric. No. Again, back into the mix, over by the wire fence, but it's 2 in response for Wolves. There's still a decent amount of time to fight over here on P1, and so long as they make the right call at a moment's notice, this could get disastrous, but finally xrock regroup with their numbers. The break comes through.
Yeah, every second is a disastrous one in the face of Wolves trying to keep themselves into another hard point. Peg close to equalizers, has to step in. Nice little spray, gets the second. Peg over the back, not quite able to do much there, and now the last 4 seconds come through, and xrock, they've got a Pred missile to work with. They're going to have some more operators coming up soon. The Wolves are going to have to play with some absolute perfection if they want to try to get this to a P3.
Pred missile called in. Hunter killer drone finds value, but still the trades are coming through. I mean, Nono's got the equalizer out. The Purifier's still in play, and an equalizer also comes out in response for Wolves.
Yeah, he's just going to wait for the regen, wait for his teammates to try to set things up for the pinch, and yep, there it is. xrock going to run away with map number 1. It definitely felt like it was Wolves' best opportunity, but not going to happen. Just straight dominance over the rotation from 3 to 4 in 2 sets of hills for xrock. Perfect.
Yeah, I mean, talk about making it more respectable there at the end for Wolves. That is definitely unfortunate to see them in such a form, but it is very refreshing for xrock to be able to see this live here on this Friday evening, given a lot of different circumstances. This is almost kind of goes with a stark comparison of what we were talking about, what we were asking about former teams to start doing once you do get presence and you do get that first rotation. The space in denying other choke points was electric through the first 2 hard points. And that's where, when you watch a lot of these highlights, where you do get this whole hard point lead for xrock, it's more than just the slaying out of 3 of 5 of their members. It also means what those kills along the way. You talked about the resource management. It's always 2 operators at most, maybe pull 1 out as a response, but everything felt just so calculated.
Yeah, and to be fair, like, we talked about this map a lot in the Chinese space. Like, it is one of the most popular across all of the region. It's just one of those situations that this was Wolves' best opportunity for this series. It's by far their most played, their most rehearsed, the most map they found the most amount of success with when it comes to playing up against teams like Q9 and xrock.
Right.
But missing out here and seeing xrock play, especially the rotation from 2 to 3, and then again 3 to 4, so flawlessly with great operator efficiency, terrifying, I think, just to kind of know that, okay, we got to spend a veto on Summit whenever you play this xrock.
It's your crown. It's dropped on your head.
These squads.
This game is very certain SMGs. I know
these counterparts, and just the fact that on this map pool than they did last year.
It's just a kind of on like those sniper ability, all of that is a success here.
Have Neon hold them not shut down, but I say all of that to say that Wolves desperately need a second map to be a good search option for them, because right now they don't really have one outside of Tunisia, where they're the worst Chinese team at Tunisia as well.
It's so easy to veto against them, especially
it really is
when you just take a look at the very simplistic data leading into this map set, but only time will tell. And who the heck even knows what those scrim VODs would even look like with the scrim data. There's so much that happened back behind closed doors. But it is Call of Duty Mobile at the end of the day. Maybe they're just hot in search and destroy. We'll have to find out here.
Smoke.
Smoke early getting a placed here for xrock, who's okay already catching timings as Peg will drop. A couple of stray shots were also sent over towards the Wolves spawn. So that's going to keep Sunyo's presence very avidly attentive towards this mid-cross, as the bomb is, well, at the moment, just kind of stuck in spawn right now. Wolves is trying to find some sort of an angle to get out.
I almost feel like a couple kills do need to come through over by the A-bomb site. I mean, you're so late to try to push inside of control. The nade will hit. You're kind of have to respect that if you are king. And yeah, they're just going to go all the way back through the stadium and just try to re-wrap, cause a little bit of ruckus, but that bomb is moving north.
Pixel peek from Sunyo, again, connects. No problems there, and then is just out of it. Just do not let yourself be traded. Help is nearby, and this round's over. There's just no way you crack this code 3v5. You just don't.
Takeoff can truly be that simplistic.
Yeah.
Just comes down and winning those opening sniper duels. You go down one number, you have to go back, retrieve the bomb. You lose so much space just around control in the center of the map. Still have time to work with here. Never really want to count on anybody as they continue to encroach forward.
Yeah, this needs someone to peek.
Yep.
And it's not going to happen. I mean, this is just as comfortable as it gets. Nice little slide shell, but the trade will surely be in, as a kill on the other side of the map will allow now a 4v1 situation to come through. And, you know, I think that's just kind of a lesson learned in some ways outside of the first pick, which is just, again, smoke coverage on one side, get the aggressive angle, find the shot, it hits, lands, great news. But you just have to double slide shell if you're on offense here. You just have to play the trade game. You cannot figure that, oh, we're going to win this map or this round flawlessly. Yeah. They're going to have to make sacrifices to gain some space on the map.
Oh, yeah. Going to have to try to fly the fodder, for sure. But I think it's just one of those things that for Takeoff, for as long as we've been seeing it in Call of Duty Mobile, it has been very, very known that you will always end up seeing a player on that northmost building. So what have you learned from the previous round if you are Wolves? Well, they won't get first blood within the 15 seconds, so we are learning.
We are learning.
Yeah.
Don't get picked. Thing about this is, again, now you're without mid-map. So what's going to be the solution for this for Wolves? I would say you should spend some nades if you're looking at anything. And the trophy systems are getting active over towards A. Trophy deleted, double stuns come through. Chuan has stayed relatively unaffected by this. Good support from Ma as well over the top. And yeah, we just got to be using our utility to do something. And Wolves, unfortunately, even after the connections with the flashes, are just going to be held back over through missile.
And Chuan working his way inside of the middle of launch. And I mean, that's just not a fun surprise when you just walk inside what is supposed to be your base and there's someone lurking with an LMG. Mob will be traded. But this would be a Herculean turnaround, and just as soon as I start willing it into existence, the rest all crumble. But you're not wrong. I mean, it again can be as simple as using your stuns, your nades, to not only just gain information, but like you need to move forward faster. It is quite literally the snipers coming through for xrock that has been so damning for Wolves just to try to get any map presence.
And I think the thing is, if you're going to flood utility to delete trophy systems, you need to know you have a flash and a grenade set to still land, and then you have to follow up behind that.
Yeah.
As now all of a sudden you got Chuan getting aggressive through A. Seen initially, it actually baits Wolves right into the waiting arms of Sunyo. Ma on the other side. A little off though. King able to at least trade things back, but look at the aggression from xrock. Oh, goodness. Unreal stuff. You can hop this immediately. Neon's got to make a heroic play to get them off in the first place. The hit marker, unfortunately, that's enough for xrock to go up quickly 3-0.
Well, that is just the personification of how the past 3 rounds have went.
I'll say.
Yeesh. You think they're confident now? Just starting running, working pinches, just the fast execution on the information that xrock are getting is kind of just the faster way of how the first 40 seconds are working in these rounds so far. Wolves are trying to mix things up. Trying to lay their timings, trying to mix up some of their nades to get more space, but it's just xrock again, working these first bloods, and then working the rest of the map.
And the thing about it is it's the same defensive setup every single round for the most part. It's the smoke through mid, trophy systems littered over towards A, and then you've got Sunyo on one side and Ma on the other, where you just hold down these outer lanes, you push people into the SMGs or shotguns, and if you're Wolves, again, you have to throw nades, get rid of these trophies, and then double slide shell something.
How much do you want to bet that Wolves are ever going to expect that someone's lurking outside the building? Sunyo. I mean, that is now the 4th round that Peg has been first blooded. King will find that trade, but I mean, this map presence just feels a little bit too late, and now the cross is being launched.
But this is the right idea.
Yes.
Like, you have to spend something to gain something. So yeah, you're in a 3v3. The numbers don't really benefit you, but look how much more map they have to play with.
Yeah.
This is exactly what we're talking about. Wolves need to be doing more of this. And they may actually catch a little bit of isolation here. It just comes down to, will they go too far forward to try to peek out a Sunyo who has committed and seen that there's contact in the backside of B, and that should force this rotation for the xrock defense to go topside ladders.
Any late utility possible. One frag grenade ready on the backside of Chuan, but laying towards the spray. Bomb's still going to get planted though, and Ma will take down one. So numbers starting to subside. xrock will be taking the site.
Zai, though, from the backside, able to at least trade things out. We got the bomb. Good help from King on the other. So now it's just down to where has Ma gone to. 15 seconds to play. First shot goes a bit awry. Second opportunity not going to be there. And okay, there we go. We got ourselves at least a round of search that we could talk more about, because that's exactly what we need to see. You have to spend lives to get map control, and Wolves finally able to take advantage of that.
Yeah, it is take off, search, and destroy. If you get that first blood, you cannot expect for the second challenge to come your way. You are on attack. You need to use that information that you immediately get from your dead teammate to be able to swing numbers quickly in your favor and deny map space. And, well, I mean, they're trying to do it this time around, trying to get themselves over towards the A bomb site. Those nades aren't really going to show anything, and for the next 30 seconds, you feel like the Wolves are kind of trapped on this side of the map, maybe trying to work a pick. Depending on the utility, can find a late kill.
Sunyo up top. Yep, just playing the jump peek. Also has good look over towards the window. Dangerous angles for Wolves to consider. The stack is through. Here come the nades. Have to delete this trophy. And honestly, the nades on the outside just aren't good enough. Not hitting the trophy whatsoever. The smoke gets placed. They're trying to work their way over to it, but no one even tosses a stun towards Chuan, and he just lets the MG go burst.
All it is just information coming through from he's just watching everybody move their way closer towards the window, and Chuan will walk away with 4 in a single round. Now up to 10 eliminations through 5 rounds. It is looking easy for xrock, just how they lose a round, immediate adapt around it.
Yeah, this Wolves team doesn't look prepared for this map. It's just,
I agree.
It's as easy as that. Nade through mid, smoke to follow up, stun over the top. Looks like there's going to be a contest here from Wolves. But once again, we're getting value out of some of these early utility pieces, but we're not pushing up towards it, and the help has arrived. Chuan now swapping over into the Fennec, and with that elimination, he's going to try to clear up the top side where P2 would be, and he's out. This in and out so quickly, no chance for a trade anywhere, and Wolves are likely going to see this half end 5-1.
Everything is covered. I mean, the second that Zai got any sort of information on one, they're chasing ghosts at this point. Chuan will end up taking down another 3 in the round, up to 13 kills. Through 6 rounds. I mean, if you want to talk about a statement of a half, I think we just got it.
Yeah, 100%. And now I'm just curious to see how xrock want to do something on the offensive side here. Again, I just strongly believe that in a setup that looks like that, where you've got trophy systems kind of on the 50-yard line, plus you've got follow-up, headies being held, you just have to delete the trophies and then throw your smoke, your stun, force a fight on the site under your terms. And we'll see if that's going to be the case here, as Wolves are actually just getting aggressive to the middle of the map. Again, they don't have that same kind of defensive smoke set up. That's enough for a free first blood, and that's going to now be a 5v4 from here on out.
Suns aren't going to reveal anything. Now, when do you get activated if you are Neon, who is currently inside of the lounge, but it's just straight gunfights all over the place. Dies by his lonesome, gets double chowed. The bomb's been planted.
Yeah, GG. Well, opportunity, a couple of shots on the backside of this, but they don't have any idea on where Chuan is. And he is lurking. He'll be the first one to make a move. That's enough to guide the first blood. And now Neon has to somehow deal with that trade and also figure out where Sunyo is. And, well, he's guessed correctly. Sunyo, are you kidding? He should have been dead to rights. Oh, my goodness. A 180 World Stars, send it to Reddit.
Oh my.
Destroy the objective.
I was ready to go. I was like, down to a 1v1. No, nuh-uh.
Oh my God.
So if you didn't regain from that, how would you ever regain from a series like this? 6-1, first blood already struck, but is traded.
Wow. That was unbelievable. Oh, God. This is your #1 versus your #4 ranked squad at the moment, and we've got Peg on a goose egg. Absolute donut. Welcome to the agency. And, oh, boy. Wow. Wolves need to get some aloe on this burn. This is unreal.
It's bad. It's bad. It's even worse than your dad joke. It's bad, man. Like, I just... What are you supposed to say? What is seeding? Nothing matters. Call of Duty. They